Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be looking at the Punisher from Marvel Legends, their Night series. This figure was released in 2017, and this has the Daredevil Punisher the look from the Daredevil series on Netflix. He is part of the Build-A-Figure from Man-Thing. Right now we're just getting the good 360 view of the figure on the turntable. What we're going to do next is we're going to take a look at everything the figure comes with. Okay folks, this is everything that the Punisher comes with. We'll start off with the Build-A-Figure accessory. This is the arm of Man-Thing. I want to say this is his left arm. Good paint application. I won't go over too much of this because obviously I don't have the rest of the figure. I didn't collect a lot of the other figures to build this, character. But I do want to say that the paint application and what they did for this figure is really nice, and I can appreciate that they, trying to build out the more of the Marvel universe with these kind of figures, which I can appreciate that. But let's go ahead and put that aside and take a look at the accessories that this figure comes with. So one of them is just a plain silver 1911. There's no detail whatsoever, although I do gotta say that the little bit of details that they put into the gun, like the hammer right here, you can see the magazine. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you can see, but back here is a safety for the gun itself that they put in there, and then you obviously got the trigger. The other thing he comes with, as you can see, actually the guns are really almost rubbery. They're made out of plastic, but it's like soft plastic, so it almost looks, if you look at the gun, it almost looks like it's kind of turned and not straight. But anyway, so it comes with an M4. The M4 has a grenade launcher attachment and a scope. Like I said, the detail, there's really no paint detail on it or weathering on it whatsoever. But I do got to say that the detail they put into the gun itself is just really nice. You can see the trigger for the M4, the magazine. You can actually see the trigger for the grenade launcher himself. You can see the rail mounts on the top of the barrel. And what really got me almost like laughing is that they didn't put no paint detail, but they went and put so much detail into the plastic itself, where this ACOG, I would say it is, sight has where you can turn it to adjust it, the zoom, and on the side you can see from the top has another small little bezel where you can adjust even more of it, and the collapsible buttstock. That's just really weird how they went out and put so much detail, but not paint detail, onto the weapons itself. As you can see, this little part right here is actually a laser pointer on the rifle itself. Anyway, so that's just my, opinion on, I don't know why they put so much detail in the accessories, but no paint detail on it. But, who knows why they didn't do that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get the figure and take a closer look. Alright folks, there he is, the Punisher. Also known, his name is Frank Castle. This obviously has the John Bernthal look-alike. It almost has a really close resemblance to him, but for being, a Marvel Legend, I gotta give it to him. It really does look kind of like John Bernthal, but not so much. He does have almost a 5 o'clock shadow, which you can't really tell on camera, and I apologize for that. The back of his head, his hair, they could have done a lot better with his hair. They could have put maybe a little bit better 5 o'clock shadow on the back of his head, or maybe tapered his hair a little bit better, but they just went from, you know, black to a little bit darker, and that's it. And then it goes down to his skin, which is completely looks different. If you look at his head to his skin, it almost looks like it's two different paint applications they did in. But anyway, so this is the figure himself. So the jacket is rubberized, really thin rubberized plastic-like material, but his arms are just plastic. And I think they did that, you know, to give him better mobility, because I believe that if they would have went with a full rubber jacket around him or coat, you wouldn't be able to move his arms, you know, that much. So I can appreciate that, and it doesn't honestly look too bad. Although you can really tell from the shiny of the plastic to the rubber that it's two different materials used. Here's the skull, which they did a really nice job on the paint. Can't be too mad about the paint job. And you actually got the details in there on the vest himself. The pants, I don't know, the pants just really is something that kind of bothers me because they look really, really shiny for some reason, especially up here towards, you know, his thighs, the upper thighs. They look really shiny for some reason. I don't know why. The rest of the pants, they don't look shiny, but up there, maybe it's just because the jacket keeps rubbing on them. I don't know. And maybe they could have went with a different color because the boots and the jacket, or I'm sorry, the boots and the pants, it's just like one straight thing. It almost looks like he's wearing, you know, like a onesie all the way up. That's just me though, but yeah, I can't be too mad. They did put in some details on the boots and the bottom of the boots as well. They got the treads on them. The back of the coat looks nice. And I actually went as far as to put in detail on the back of his vest as well, which I don't know why they went as far as to put in detail on the vest, but they didn't give him really like no back pockets. I mean, you can see that they put a belt on him, but no back pockets. It's just kind of straight. I mean, they gave him pockets like cargo pockets on the side. But anyway, so that's the figure, an up close view of the figure. What we're gonna do now is get the figure and see the articulation. Alright folks, before I do articulation, I don't know why I keep forgetting to do this when I'm going over the figure details and up close, but this figure stands a little over 6 inches. He's not quite 7 inches. I would say he's closer to 6.5 inches. I always keep forgetting that. Maybe I'll put a note somewhere to do the height when I'm doing the up close of the figure. But anyway, let's get started with articulation. As far as his head, he has a full range 360 view. He can look up just a little bit, and he looks down just a little bit as well. It looks like he has a single ball joint at the neck, and his neck doesn't actually, there's no movement at the neck whatsoever. His arm, I was going to see if there was a butterfly jump, but there's no butterfly in there. So his arm goes up to about there, and he has a 360 also all the way around. At his bicep, 360. They gave this figure only a single joint at the elbow, so it's only 90 degrees, but it does go a little bit further than 90 degrees if you can see. And his wrist looks like it just has a single peg wrist, so I mean it goes up and down, and it moves 360. This is where I can appreciate what they did, is they actually put some range of motion. It's not like just a, you know how some figures, I'll show you on the Carnage where you can just go forward and back and that's it. This one actually has where you can actually go down at either side of his body at the torso, which I really can appreciate. And it goes back as well like that. He actually goes really, really far back, which just, I don't know why they went, you know, and did so much detail on his movement, on his torso, and not like the elbow or anything like that. Anyway, so as far as his waist, you got a 360 clicking motion. His legs go up to about there, and they don't really go that far back. Let me lift up his coat a little bit with my other. That's as far as it goes back. He has a 360 at the thigh. His knee does have, there we go, a double joint. There we go. That was actually a little stiff. I don't really move my characters that much. I have them a single pose, and that's just about it. So maybe just being there, you know, maybe I need to heat up the joints a little bit, which I have bought a heater just to kind of help with that, but I didn't know this figure couldn't move that good at the double joint at the knee. So let's see. There's no movement at the calf, which I can appreciate. He is wearing pants. And as far as his ankle is concerned, he goes all the way back. It goes up to about there. There is a little bit of movement back and forth, as you can see. Well, that's actually kind of scary look. Almost looks like he broke it. But anyway, that's the articulation of the figure. What we're going to do now is bring some figures out and do some height comparisons. Alright folks, so as far as height comparison, not really height comparison, but just comparison of other figures in general. Here he is next to the original Punisher from 1995 from Toy Biz. This is obviously the first appearance of the Punisher from the animated series of Spider-Man, or Spider-Man the animated series, that is. And this is from the Daredevil series on Netflix. Way different. He's come far along, but I do gotta appreciate the detail they put onto the Netflix Punisher. Let me know down in the comments below which Punisher is your favorite, whether it be the comic book ones, the Spider-Man version, the Netflix version, or the Tom Jane Punisher movie, or the Dolph Lundgren movie from back in the day. So that's him next to the Punisher, the Toy Biz. Let's put him next to another Marvel Legends character. This is Carnage. As you can see, he stands a little, just a tiny bit shorter than Carnage. Not too much shorter. And as you can see what I was talking about earlier, where his torso, which just had full range of movement, this one only goes forward and back. It does not go to the sides or anything. So I can appreciate that they did that. And what's weird to me is, I know this is a 2014 Carnage and this is a 2017 figure, so this one they kind of did a little bit more. But the 2017 Carnage that I reviewed, it also just had like a forward and back motion. It didn't have like a full range motion like this character does. So I don't know why they didn't go with that, especially with the figure that's as flexible as Carnage. So yeah, those are the figures right there next to each other. Alright folks, like I said, this was the Punisher from Marvel Legends, released in 2017. Let me know down in the comments below which one your favorite Punisher is out of all of them that's been out so far. This, I do gotta say, this is one of my favorite Punishers of all time. The John Bernthal Punisher is just, he played that character of Frank Castle on the Punisher so well. Really sad that they actually had to cancel it on Netflix, but this Punisher is just amazing. I just can't stop looking at him. Anyway, so if you liked the video, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please comment down below. That being said, we'll see you on the next one. Take care.